Mrs. Sudhakaran, distinguished members of the podium, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a very substantial presentation with regard to the energy scenario in Africa and particularly in Nigeria. Let me shift the view, the perspective a little bit and look at the same issues from an Asian point of view and particularly with regard to India. The principal development in regard to energy is the extraordinary demand that is now experienced in the continent of Asia. And this pattern will continue into the future. And therefore, not only will we have to depend on Gulf resources, the Gulf itself will also have to expand its production base in order to meet these requirements. Now, whatever happens in the future, say over the foreseeable future, 2030, 2032 or whatever, will be part of the significant global politics that is taking place immediately, that is taking place around us and is extraordinarily palpable even in our neighborhood in the context of the Arab Spring and the consequences of that. So yes, let us now take a look at the broader scenario. There are many major things happening globally as well, within which the Asian demand fits itself. Firstly, there is a significant change with regard to global supply. There is an expansion in regard to conventional supply as well as with regard to unconventional supply. Because oil prices for a certain period of time have been around $100, it has provided the incentive and the revenues for various people to develop technology and apply technology into areas that had been forbidden to us earlier. So you have a significant resource now available to the international community because of the exploitation of shale oil and shale gas. There is also, because of technology, we are able to reach out to areas in the deep sea and in the Antarctic and in various other areas where we felt that commercially viable resources were not available. Another beneficiary of these high prices has been the exploration that is now being undertaken in Saharan and Sub-Saharan Africa. And even in East Africa and various other parts of Africa, you have today commercially viable resources that were not accessible to us earlier. Now, the other thing which has caught the global imagination is with regard to what is happening in the United States. It is important for us to look at this because the United States consumes a quarter of the world's global energy. And therefore, when they are now increasingly producing their own, there is a sense of respite. There is a sense that more will be available for the rest of us. My own conviction is that even if the United States fulfills all its promises with regard to its own supplies from shale oil and shale gas, which is still at this early stage, it is still questionable. Having said this, the global demand